In today's video, I'm going to be back in realistic car driving with the M8 competition, and I'll be taking on the track to see how well this thing handles. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. Now let's launch this thing in 3, 2, 1, blast off. Great acceleration there. Now we did change the handling or the suspension and alignment and stuff like that on this thing, so I'm very excited to see how this thing handles. It should do well. I don't think it's going to give us a major issue because it's all-wheel drive as well, and based on the driving that I had with this thing before the update came out where you could change suspension stuff like that, this thing did handle okay. So I'm expecting this thing to handle a lot better now than before. Oh my gosh, wow, thought we were going to lose into that turn, but it did super well. Wow, we can take turns at some high speeds in this thing, so this thing should do well. As long as we don't try to go max speed, we should be okay, to be honest. Because this thing is actually taking the turns super well. Because those 2 turns or 3 turns so far were some of the major ones. The first time, or if you play this game and you ever taken those turns, you know that you can mess up on them very easily if you're going too fast. So the way how this thing handled those 2 turns tell me that this thing is going to do great, as long as we don't try to do something dumb. Or if I don't try to do something dumb. But so far it's doing well. Oh, getting a little windy on me. Oh, careful. But so far it's handling super well. I like what I'm seeing so far. I'm hearing a lot of tires screeching and it's getting very crazy, but it's still very controllable. It's not really all over the place, even though I can hear the tires screeching a lot. As long as you don't try to go too fast into a turn, I think it should be able to do, or the car should be able to do what it's supposed to do, as long as we don't try to push it too hard. But I mean, we can kind of go super fast in some of these turns as well, but I think there's definitely a limit to it. I don't know the limit yet, but I'm not trying to find out. But so far it's doing okay. And it's all-wheel drive, so I think the all-wheel drive is definitely helping a lot, because if this thing was rear-wheel drive, I'm pretty sure we'd be getting some major oversteer. Or we would have oversteered and crashed already. Like here where I'm hitting the gas, if this thing was rear-wheel drive, would have been straight into the barrier. But so far, as I said, it's doing pretty well. Even though I'm hearing a lot of tires screeching, I think I did see a little oversteer. I didn't really see any understeer yet. Hopefully we don't. But it's doing pretty well, which is what I like to see. I feel like we can change a little more with the suspension and alignment and stuff like that. But so far, I think I like what I'm seeing. It's a little wobbly at times, but it's very controllable. But I think we can do some adjustments. But of course, at the end, I'm going to show you guys the current suspension and alignment and stuff like that I have set up. I mean, it's handling the track like a beast. Can take turns at some crazy high speeds, as long as you know what you're doing. But the reason I say that is because it's not gonna kick out on you like oversteer a lot or understeer a lot, unless you're trying to like go max speed into a turn. If you brake before the turn and give it a little gas through the turn, you should be okay. But if you're just trying to like floor it or brake while you're in the turn, I think you're gonna have some major issues. Well, it also depends on how wide or steep the turn is. If a little turn, you should be okay, but if it's a big turn, you're gonna have some major issues. But so far, we've passed most of the big turns without any major issues. So that definitely tells me that this car is handling the track very well. There's like 4 more big turns that I think might give the car a challenge, but based on how it's handling so far, I don't think it's gonna really pose a challenge. As long as we don't do something stupid, the car should do what it's supposed to do. Most of the times most of the times I make mistakes because I was trying to do something stupid, like go too fast or like gas it at the wrong time, which is kind of my fault. I wouldn't really blame the car for that. But so far I haven't done anything dumb, so we're good. And the car is doing what it's supposed to do, as in making these turns alright. Despite the tire screeching, I don't really... Well, if it was a different situation where the game actually had a system where your tire wear and have to buy tires constantly, then I'll probably have a major issue. But based on this, right now I'm okay, because you don't really have to buy tires or anything like that, so I'm good. Tire screeching is kind of... I do like the tire screeching a lot. Taking a turn and hear the tire screeching is kind of give a little excitement. But if the game had a system, as I said, we have to buy tires, I would be pissed right now, because even though I do have a lot of money in the game, I'll still be a little pissed. But I think the game should add something like that, maybe. But not now. I'm not sure about that. It would be a bit too realistic. But so far, as I said, this thing is doing super well. I feel like I'm having some lag there. Okay, I think it should be good. I hate when the game lags. Okay, this is another major turn. If you play this game, you should know some of the major turns that can mess you up super bad. Because I've been playing this game for a while now, especially, well, I've been driving on this track for a while. I mean, the game was there, but the track wasn't there before. But since the track came out, I've been driving on the track for a while, so I kind of know it like that. I have most of the turns that can mess you up really bad memorized. So I know where I need to brake a lot and where I don't really have to brake that much. Which is what I think is helping me right now. Because if I was like just starting the game or like just starting to drive on the track and I didn't really know most of the turns, I think I would be doing super bad right now. But if you play the game a lot, especially the track, I think you should know most of the turns, memorize like the back of your hand. Because I pretty know most of the turns right now. Which is why I can kind of go into some of them super fast and some of them I can't. But it also depends on the car. Like this car can kind of go a little faster in some of the turns that you have to go slow with for this other car or something like that. Now I just had a crazy thought. I wonder if this game is going to ever add bikes. Kind of curious to see how a bike would do on this track. I honestly am very curious. I'm very, very curious right now. I'm wondering if I would just like try to take a turn and just go straight into the barrier, or it would be okay. I hope they do. Maybe they would. Maybe. I mean, the game name is realistic car driving. I mean, it's pretty much a car-based game. But maybe they do add bikes, because I'm pretty sure a lot of games with that named car have bikes in them. Hope they do add like maybe 1 or 3 bikes. Maybe, who knows? Hopefully. I feel like I'd be very interested to see how I could do with a bike on this track. I think they do take bikes on this track in real life as well. So I think it's definitely possible. But we'll just have to see. Hopefully they do add it. But so far, I think I've passed most of the major turns that would give me any issue. So that's good. There's only like one more turn, which is this one right here, that could kind of pose a little issue. A little, I'd say a little, because this turn is steep, but it's not that brutal if you make a mistake or go too fast into it. I think we've pretty much made it. This turn can be a little tricky as well, but it's not that brutal, as I said. This turn is not brutal. Yeah, we pretty much made it through the track. Okay, without any major crashes or any major spinouts. That was fantastic. The handling of this thing is magnificent. Magnificent. I also forgot that we could change this thing to miles per hour. Okay, let's start slowing that down. I'm gonna fly past her. XZ. Oh my gosh. As I said, if you hold on to the brakes and you try to turn with this thing, it can become very unstable. Which also leads me to another point. When you're driving in this game, or with most cars, you want to brake in a straight line. You don't want to try to brake while turning super hard. That's very bad. As you can see there, we almost went straight into the barrier there. The car became very unstable. I was not expecting that, but we're still able to control it. But the handling of this thing is magnificent. I didn't see any major challenges. I did see some oversteer. The car got a bit wobbly and all of that, but it was still very, very controllable. Now I'm just going to show you guys the things that I did to the handling, the suspension that I changed and stuff like that. A little bit more. Okay, so first I'm going to do the alignment. This is how I have the alignment set up. The camber for the rear, the caster for the front, for the rear, the toe. I didn't really change the toe any at all. The suspension, the stiffness, the rear stiffness, damping, rear damping, height. I had to lower this thing. This thing was super high, so I definitely recommend you lowering it. Wheel offset. I didn't change that any at all. For the gearbox, well, this is not really relevant right now because the gearbox are just based on speed and how much acceleration. The differential, yeah, definitely change the differential a little if you want the car to be faster. The torque vector, front front diff coast, front diff reload, rear diff coast, rear diff reload. If I'm going too fast, you can always pause or slow down. And the steering ratio definitely changes. I think this is what also helps a lot, so I definitely recommend you changing this. I definitely recommend you change the alignment as well. I recommend you, if you want the cut handle like what you saw, I definitely recommend you changing it exactly like how I did. But you can also experiment. As I said, I'm going to probably experiment a bit more with this because it did seem a bit wobbly, and well, it wasn't really uncontrollable, but it definitely got wobbly. I'm going to see if I can make it a little more stable, but you guys can also experiment. But I hope you guys enjoyed, hope you found it helpful.